IVM.
Nisha told me once, this insurance is just not my cup of tea. Yeah, I took a policy few years back, but all this is so complex. You remember, we used to have trigonometry in school? Sin, cos, tan. I still don't understand what it meant. Same. Here it's revival, surrender and survival benefit. Oh God! Well, insurance is not as complex as we believe it to be. So, today's episode is dedicated to these little concepts which you can know easily and make insurance your friend with a sip of finance. Welcome to A Sip of Finance podcast by Priyanka Acharya. I'm your host Shanali, and this is a lady special podcast that will help you get better with your finances. Conceptualized by Priyanka Acharya, a financial consultant who simplifies a lot of financial jargon for you. She comes with 14 plus years of experience in this field and has helped many grow their money. So, you can now learn simple finance not just in English but in 7 other languages. Let's get started. What will I get if I buy insurance? This is a typical question that we all have. Nisha too asked her insurance agent the same question when she bought her first policy ever. She was very excited about making an insurance choice at such a young age. And then she thought, it is so easy. Premiums to be paid every year, and after some years, an X amount will come to her account. Wow! So, she bought 3 more policies in the next 3 years. But then, after 4 years, she was buying a home loan for a new apartment along with her husband. As all of us experience, the down payment usually washes away all that we have. Someone randomly told her, surrender your policies because you won't be able to cope up with regular premium payments. And then use that surrender value to pay some of your down payment money too. We women have a natural expertise. We never give away everything during payments. Nisha just decided to surrender 2 of the 4 policies she had. Her understanding was that each policy is of 5 lakhs sum assured. That means she will get some 30-40% of 5 lakhs and she will utilize it. Instead of lakhs, only a few thousands got credited to Nisha's account. Nisha was furious. She found out the branch location herself and visited to create a big scene. Calmly, the insurance branch person explained the nuances to her. Let me explain the 3 things in insurance which we must understand very clearly. These are life insurance related. I will cater to other types of insurances too after a few episodes. First thing, as we discussed in Nisha's case, surrender. Insurance is a legal contract where you promised in your proposal form to the insurance company that you will pay premiums for all the years and they will provide you insurance coverage. Now, when you decide to discontinue premium payments, you are quitting from that contract. Obviously, you have a penalty to bear. Think logically. You booked a vacation trip and then cancelled it. The tour person will give you a refund after deducting the amount you paid, right? That's it. The same logic works here. The insurance company refunds your premium after deducting your penalty. The problem is, we say I have a 5 lakhs policy and calculate everything on those 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs is the assured amount that insurance company promises on maturity or death. But penalty and refund is on the premium amount since that is what you paid. My dear friends, no commitment is good to break. Please avoid such decisions. Be very clear while buying insurance. And if you don't have absolutely any choice left and need to surrender, please ask for a surrender quotation, understand how much money will come, and then make a decision. Second thing is revival. Nisha already was in the shock of her impulsive surrender decision. And then she delayed paying premiums of her remaining 2 policies. It often happens, na? We lose trust in few things totally. She forgot about the show must go on philosophy and another shock came her way. She received a letter mentioning her policy has lapsed and she needs to revive it. It sounded Latin and Greek to her. Furious again, she attempted to understand what is wrong here. Let me tell you what Nisha found out. We are humans and we need food and water. Our body systems will start to lapse if we don't feed it well. Same way, insurance premiums are the food and water. If we don't pay regularly, the policy will lapse. The insurance coverage will go on hold. When we restart and put a little extra water, that is, pay a little extra premium, that's when it gets revived. The more you delay, more is the concern. In fact, when you delay the premiums beyond longer durations like 2 years for instance, the company might ask you to redo medical checkups that were done while giving you the policy. Now, if there is any new medical condition which has an impact on insurance coverage, then be prepared to pay additional premiums every year after that. When I explained financial makeup in episode 2 of A Sip of Finance, I shared that regular payments is like a moisturizer. Utilize that thought and never delay your premium commitments. And now, 3. Nisha was at her brother's place for a short stay. Her brother received an intimation from the insurance company mentioning survival benefits are due. With her earlier experiences, Nisha used to immediately get triggered by any insurance updates. She was discussing with her brother that she had never heard this term, survival benefit. What was that? Her brother happily said, I survived all the years of the policy and paid all the premiums. So now the company is giving me benefit. In insurance, we often say maturity. We also call it survival benefit, since insurance is a risk coverage. But since the policyholder paid all premiums and survived the total duration of the policy, it is called benefit of survival. It can be on the date of policy maturity or in between at regular intervals. All that depends on which life insurance plan you actually choose. With these 3 big lessons, Nisha understood 3 big facts. 1. Insurance surrender is breaking a commitment. Avoid the penalty as far as possible. 2. Regular payments have an important role to plan in your insurance story. And 3. Insurance is not just for death. It is for long life survival too. How are you going to utilize these 3 learnings? Think over it and check your policy coverages today. That's a wrap on this episode of A Sip of Finance podcast. We will see you in the coming week. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this podcast helpful, do give us a shout out on social media and tag us. It will help us empower more people. If you want to reach out to Priyanka, she is available on Instagram at Priyanka Acharya and on LinkedIn as Priyanka Acharya. You can listen to this podcast on the IVM Podcasts app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts. Do follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to A Sip of Finance by Priyanka Acharya.
Hello, everybody. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam talks to Vivek Rathi. He's the Director of Research at Knight Frank India. They discuss the increasing importance of real estate and the post-pandemic consumer choices. On Smarter with Sid explains the art of visualization. On Marathi Kirkitan, the Deshmukhs explain the importance of teachers in everyone's life. On Do What Floats Your Boat, Danish is joined by graffiti artist Zake. They talk about what led Zake to choosing street art as a profession. And on A Sip of Finance, Priyanka lists 4 reasons why we delay insurance and the solutions to overcome them. Once again, I'd like to remind you all that we've got some exciting merchandise out there for you guys. Go to the IVM Podcast website and click on the shop tab and check out our first collection of t-shirts. Also, do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. Do remember to check out a bunch of our channels over there. And also remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is very, very helpful for spreading the word. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Boat Lifestyle, Small Case, Capgemini, and Intel vPro. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Don't you think that if everyone around you is getting smart, you better be smarter? Hey there, I'm the traveling professor Siddharth Deshmukh, and I'm back with season 2 of my podcast to make you smarter. Smarter with Sid. What's this season's focus about? Well, it's about 10-minute nuggets that will make you stand out at work. It's time to go from smart to smarter. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday and become smarter with Sid.